If you're watching this video, it's because you're considering a gut rehab in Chicago. The project behind me is a great example of what this actually looks like in the real world. Let's go inside because it's actually cold out here. We are in Chicago after all. And let's take a look at what this property looks like. So keep in mind, I'm here in a single family rental property on the south side. Like a lot of older Chicago homes, it has a mix of aging systems, outdated finishes, and structures that couldn't be ignored. In fact, the property was a mess when we first saw it. I know we're still working on some stuff right now, but this was not a cosmetic renovation when we first started. We took this property down to the studs. Unfortunately, last year we had to evict a tenant, so we're actually coming back and just updating some things. Sorry, you could hear the alarm in the back. Not perfect, but this will be rent ready by the end of the month. That said, going back to the beginning, when we first looked at this property, there were clear signs that the surface updates wouldn't solve the long-term problems. Mechanical systems were updated. The layout needed work. In fact, the exterior porch had safety and code concerns. We had to completely rebuild this porch. Trying to patch this house together would have cost more over time and created ongoing issues for the owner. So what we decided to do was make the decision to treat this as a gut level rehab and do it correctly. The scope of work included front and back porch repairs to address safety and code compliance. We also replaced the flooring throughout. And by the way, the kitchen was fully renovated, as you just saw. Not just cabinets and countertops, we also reworked it to make sure it's functional as a rental property. The bathrooms were gutted and rebuilt. We installed a brand new HVAC system. Plumbing was updated, and electrical work brought up to modern standards. This required coordination with multiple trades, sequencing the work properly, and planning inspections so the project didn't stall halfway through. In Chicago, that planning matters more than people realize. It's also one of the reasons why we were able to finish this project in about 6 to 8 months. One of the biggest mistakes investors make is underestimating how interconnected these systems are. You can't replace flooring before addressing plumbing. You can't close walls before you get the electrical inspection. You can't ignore porches in Chicago and expect to pass inspection. Everything has an order. By handling this as a full rehab, instead of a series of small jobs, the owner avoided repeat work, failed inspections, and budget creep later in the project. The end result was a fully modernized rental property with updated systems, improved safety, and long-term durability. The home was brought to a condition where it can pass inspection cleanly and compete in the rental market without a constant maintenance issue. This project is a great example of why a gut rehab is often the smartest move, even when it feels more expensive up front. When you factor in rework, delays, and long-term maintenance, doing it right the first time usually wins. If you're a buyer under contract, an investor planning a rental or flip, or an owner dealing with inspection issues, projects like this are a good benchmark for a real gut rehab project in Chicago. If you're unsure whether your property actually needs a gut rehab or where it might fall from a budget and timeline perspective, that's exactly why I help people figure out before they spend 6 figures. If you'd like to talk through your property, the scope, and whether or not a gut rehab makes sense, you can book a free 30-minute consultation with us. Check out the description and the link in the description below. We'll go over your situation and help you get clarity before construction starts.